In to Decker Gymnasium for this PSAC crossover matchup between your Mansfield Mountaineers and the visiting Gannon Golden Knights. Hello, everybody. I'm Drew Patrick. I'll be bringing you both games here today as we have a fun one in front of us. Gannon and Mansfield. Let's start with the game that's going to be the first game you see today, the women's battle. The Gannon Golden Knights come in with a 6-3 record, 2-1 in the PSAC. Mansfield is 2-7 and still looking for that first victory in the conference. Gannon has had a good start to their year, including beating a couple of PSAC East opponents, Westchester and Millersville, coming away with victories in those games. They're averaging, scoring about 70 points, 69.9 points, and allowing 69.4, so they've been able to win close in that 6-3, and their losses have been close as well. This is a team that is very consistent across the board, all the way down to their starting five. Has been every game they have had the same starting five, and we'll get to that in a minute. This Gannon team is also coming off a huge outing against non-conference Wheeling Jesuit, where they had 10 blocks. That is tops in the conference for a game this year. 10 blocks against that team, and the reason I bring that up is in Mansfield's last conference game against IUP, they struggled down low with a lot of their shots getting blocked or having to go up and under a tall IUP team. Mansfield, I guess for lack of a better term, lacks in the height department right now. Just you have a lot of youth on this Mansfield team and a lot of traditional guards, having to move into a forward position, including Paige Whitfield and Jasmine Hilton, both guards in high school here at the collegiate level playing the forward position. The Golden Knights have done a good job this season really controlling the glass, and that's going to be a big factor in this game. Averaging about 36 rebounds per game and only allowing 30. Mansfield has struggled a bit in that department, as they are getting 34 rebounds a game but giving up over 40 rebounds a game. They've struggled at that. Again, a lot of it has to do with the height, but there's a strong point of it that is they're doing a good job, or they're lacking that fundamentals, and other teams are doing a good job fundamentally boxing out this team, and Gannon's going to have to do that here. Mansfield has struggled in the fourth quarter this year. In their last game at Lemoyne, they were very close going into that final frame and then dropping that fourth and final quarter 19-2. And that when they struggled like that against Frostburg State as well, dropping the final quarter, they did win that game by dominating the third quarter in that, but they've struggled in that final quarter. If Mansfield keeps this game close, they have to be able to be effective and get out of their own head at times for them to really try and attack the fourth quarter. Again, that's a little bit ahead of us. Now, Gannon, as they make their way onto the court. A minute before the start, we are going to take a break. When we come back, we will have the tip-off between Gannon and your Mansfield Mountaineers right here on Mountie All Access. This is Mansfield Basketball on Mountie All Access, presented by Visit Potter Tioga.
In NCAA Division II, student-athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student-athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student-athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
UPMC is a visionary hospital cutting-edge research, all of the exciting things out on the edge of medicine.
There's a challenge every day, and there's the potential to help. When given the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life, that's a tremendous feeling.
UPMC's interest in bringing the best there is in the science and research and bringing that bench side to the bedside is what makes a huge difference.
Life-changing medicine is not only medical treatment or surgical treatment, but giving patients hope.
Double team, somebody's open and screen, and he puts it up and in, yes, and it counts! Deanna now long down to Hilton, Hilton off the glass and in.
Back here, folks, Mansfield and Gannon. Let's meet the starting lineups, starting with the visiting Gannon Golden Knights. A sophomore guard wearing number 15, Boston McKinley. She's currently 7th in the PSAC in assists, averaging about 5 a game. A guard from Gibsonoa, Pennsylvania, wearing number 13, the senior Chelsea Rourke. She is 7th in the PSAC in block shots, was a big part of that 10-block game they had in their last outing. A guard from Baltimore, Maryland, the junior wearing number 23, Sydney Mitchell. And Sydney Mitchell is the 25th ranked free throw shooter in the conference, around 73%. Starting at power forward, a sophomore from Freiburg, Pennsylvania, wearing number 25, Tori Obenrader. And Obenrader is the person they will look to lead this team, 9th in the PSAC and scoring 3rd in the conference in rebounds, and has the top scoring game in the PSAC with a 36-point performance earlier on the year. And then rounding out the starting 5, a forward from Waterford, Michigan, wearing number 50, Haley Tavis. And now moving on to the Mansfield Mountaineers, a freshman from Reading, Pennsylvania, wearing number 1, Jasmine Perez. Really has come alive in her freshman year. Another guard wearing number 3, the junior from Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, Chelsea Cover. A junior from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, at guard, wearing number 4, Kira Merritt. At forward, a freshman from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, wearing number 5, Jasmine Hilton. And then rounding out the starting 5 for your Mansfield Mountaineers, wearing number 33, the junior forward from Altoona, Pennsylvania, Paige Whitfield. And I mentioned before the break, Paige Whitfield, Jasmine Hilton, those two players were guards in high school and really have moved to play that 4 and 5 for this team, with Whitfield playing the 4 and Hilton most of the time at that 5 spot. And the Jasmines have done extremely well in their freshman season. Chelsea Cover also new to this lineup, a transfer in. So you have 3 new faces, and then Kira Merritt and Paige Whitfield, who are both juniors, who are pretty much the seniors of this group, as they are the longest tenured team. There is no true senior on this roster, so a very young Mansfield Mountaineer team. to take on a consistent Gannon Knights roster. Obenrader and Hilton for the tip. And the tip will, creak out of bounds. So an unconventional way to get the ball first, but it will stay with the Knights. Working around the top, skips it across. To Rourke, to the top for Obenrader. Looking down, a perfect pass off the glass and in for Tavis. And Gannon on the board first. Kira Merritt comes down quickly over to Cover. Cover back to the top for Hilton, skips it across to Perez. Whitfield wanted to shoot, takes a step over, quickly down. Hilton off the glass and in for Jasmine. Hilton ties this one up at 2 apiece. McKinley over on the far side wing, back to the top for Tavis, working it around the outside. Sydney Mitchell back to Obenrader at the top, driving in the lane, off the glass and in for Tori Obenrader. Fast-paced start to this one. Cover to Perez at the top. Perez skips it to Kira Merritt. And Merritt back to the top. Pass down to Hilton. Shot is up. No good. The Mountaineer bench wants a foul, but here come the Knights. Tipped away by Merritt, stopping the fast break opportunity. But possession does stay with the Golden Knights. Quickly in to Rourke, to McKinley. On the near side wing, goes back down. Obenrader trying to work on Hilton, goes up and under off the glass and in. Merritt at the top. To Cover. Hilton will just pass behind, and they'll work it around the outside. It's Kira Merritt. Merritt picked it up over to Cover. Cover will try a three. She won't get it. Kira Merritt there to get the rebound. She'll step back and move it towards the top of the key. Over to Whitfield. Whitfield looking for Cover back at the top to Perez. 10 on the shot clock, stepping through. Back to Merritt. She has a step. She'll fire up the three. It will go short and out of play. She had a hand in her face. And just a step too slow to get over. And Coach Whitling wants to talk things over. We will take a break with them. Do not go anywhere. This is Mansfield Basketball on Mounting All Access, presented by Visit Potter Tioga.
It's time to make the PSAC yours. More than 7,500 student athletes working to become champions in 23 championship sports at 18 universities, educating more than 118,000 students. And supported by an alumni base of over 900,000. All in and all ready to make the PSAC yours. It's the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference.
Back here, 6-2, a great start for the Knights. And Clave Wright's team, a perfect 3 for 3 early on in this contest. And Coach Whitling wanted to talk things over. The court for the Mounties remain the same. It's Whitfield, Merritt, Perez, Hilton, and Cover. And same 5 for the Knights as well. Working near side, Boston McKinley. Skips this over to Sydney Mitchell. Mitchell trying to direct traffic. Backdoor cut down low. But a whistle. And Mansfield possession, so good defensive stand there for the Mounties out of the timeout. Looking down low to Whitfield off the glass and in. Perfect pass. And found the lane. And got it up and in, 6-4 the score. Trying to find the outside, looking for the pass down low. Perez read it and rips it away. She'll take off in transition, looking for the pass, but Whitfield stopped. It goes out of play. And Jasmine Perez is one of those players coaches do really like on the defensive end. She's able to read and very aggressive, able to come away with that turnover. Just on the other end, inexperience then showed as that pass got away and out of play. Pass down, perfect screen set up, but misses the layup. Rourke would want that one back to Whitfield, to the top for Perez. Steps in, shot is up, and it's good for 3. For Jasmine Perez, and the Mounties have the lead, 7-6. Pass, or shot goes up, goes out of play. Back to the Mountaineers. Merritt over to Cover. Back to Merritt quickly. Trying to skip. It was batted away. Back to her, and they just retreat back to Cover to set up. Pass down to Perez. Open. Turnaround shot and in. Found the opening. And the defense put the pass in, and Perez won't miss that close. 9-6. Mansfield leads. Skips it over. Looking for McKinley cutting through. She one-handed that one. This one pass in the middle, stolen by Whitfield, and Whitfield will take off. To Merritt. On the near side wing, floating towards the top. Back to Whitfield, looking down for Perez, up to get it. Scooting around to Merritt. She will shoot the 3. Kara Merritt connects. 12-6. And the Mounties have gone on a run out of that timeout and have doubled up the Knights. O'Rourke cutting through, and a foul will be called. Chelsea Cover will be the culprit there. And that one, Cover just didn't get her feet set. She took a tough hit, but walked into it. Misses. Yeah, so no and one for her. For Rourke there. Skips it over to Cover. Cover alone on the wing. Down to Whitfield. Whitfield stepping in quickly back to Perez. Back to the top. Skipping it around. Merritt steps through. Back out to Perez, who floats to the top. Spinning. Dishing up. No good. Rebound underneath. For Gannon, that was Emily Poling, who came in working it around the outside. Back to Poling. She's a three-point threat for this team, but a three-point on the other end, no good. For Obenraider, Jasmine Hilton out to get the rebound. Skips it across Merritt. Merritt cutting down and through. Back out to the foul line. Shot is up. It will go in for Perez. 14-8. The Mounties lead. Pass down Obenraider. Skips it out. Shot up for 3. It's good. For Emily Pauling. The difference is 3 between these two teams. To Perez, down low. To Hilton, skips this one across. Back to the top. Whitfield will shoot the 3. It will not go. Perez fighting for it. Last off of her hand and back to the Knights. Olivia Paglow and Sydney Reed check in, giving both freshman Jasmines a break. Boston McKinley works to the corner for Pauling. Back to the top. Working it around the outside. Pauling being covered by Reed. Screen set. And a moving screen called. That's Sam Perosco who will be the culprit there. And that is the first foul for the Knights today. Merritt over to Cover, had to fit it in to Paglow, moving to Reed. Reed back to Whitfield, wanted to go quickly back to Reed. Miscommunication between the two, it's a turnover. The Knights still down by potentially only one possession. 14-11 the score. McKinley skips this one over. Kira Merritt read it, but had a tip on it and it goes out of play. Faith Williams will make her first appearance for the Knights today. Quickly into Pauling. Pauling over to Williams. And Williams setting up. Perosco. And 3 seconds are called on Hannah Kuhl. Reed to Paglow at the top. Paglow cutting through, kicks this one out. Shot goes up and it finds Twine for 3. And Chelsea Cover that time. Working around the outside to Williams. Found the corner. Shot is up for 3 off the front of the rim. No good. Paige Whitfield got the rebound. She has space in front. It's a 3-on-1 and maybe 1-2 extra pass, but bailed out by a foot. Out of play. Perez and Hilton back in for Paglow and Cover. Merritt quickly in to Perez, driving baseline, skips this one across, back to the top, open shot for 3, will not go in and be rebounded underneath by the Knights. 2 minutes to go here in quarter number 1. Mansfield has a 17-11 lead. Faith Williams, near side, back to the top, working around the outside. And able to draw the foul. That one will be on Sydney Reed. That's her first. Cutting through. Perez got a quick hand up on it. Denied that pass. Goes out of play. 12 seconds left on the shot clock for the Knights. Quickly in. Polling. Stripped away. That's Bella Skattel who got a hand on it. So now only 10 seconds to get a shot off. On the move to the other side. Skips this one out and caught. Polling to Williams. She'll shoot the 3. Faith Williams connects. Skattel over to Reed. Reed steps in and forced back out. Skattel at the top to Perez. Working it around the outside. Into the corner for Whitfield. Back to the top. Skattel to Perez. Perez cutting through. Skips this one out. Sydney Reed will shoot it up, and she will connect. The 3-point are flying for the Mounties. 20-14. 6-point lead here under a minute to go. Pass underneath. Shot is up. It will trickle on in. That was Sydney Mitchell who connects there. Skattel. Over to Perez, back to Hilton at the top. To Reed, setting up. Whitfield cutting through, shooting this one up, blocked away. It'll stay with the Mounties, 15 on the shot clock. And a couple of changes here for both teams. Kendall McKissick comes in for the Mounties. And the starting group seems to be back in for the Knights. Shot is up. First, no good. Rebound underneath. And a dead shot clock. Emily Poling will hold it back with the Knights down by 4. Skatel with McKinley on her. McKinley trying to get around, covered by 3. It's a jump ball. The freshman trio of Skatel, McKissick, and Hilton just charged in and drew the jump ball. Quickly into Skatel. Skatel to Perez. She will shoot this one up. It will not go, but the Mounties have a 4-point lead at the end of the first quarter. 20-16 is the score. Do not go anywhere. This is Mansfield Basketball on Mountie All Access, presented by Visit Potter Tioga.
As I've gone through school, I've been trying to pay off my tuition as I go, and it wouldn't have been possible without the help of the Mansfield Foundation.
I mean, the Mansfield Foundation already helped me a lot. As of right now, I don't have any school debt whatsoever, and I know the Mansfield Foundation has definitely helped with all the scholarships that I've received over the years for that.
The Mansfield Foundation has helped me out several times throughout my college career. They have helped keep my finances intact.
If you have any sort of instincts, you can get a feel of good people and bad people. Like, the people at the foundation are as straightforward as they come.
Mansfield shooting 50% from beyond the arc, 4 of 8, and 50% overall, and 8 for 16. The Knights are shooting 63% entering this second quarter of play. Mansfield has a 20-16 lead here. Drew Patrick bringing you the action here on Mountie All Access. Quickly shot up. It will not go. Rebound underneath. Second opportunity. May have been blocked by McKissick. Perez taking off. Over to Reed. Reed will shoot the 3. This one will not go. McKissick trying to fight for the rebound off her fingertips and out of play. So a quick pace start. Just like the first quarter. McKinley. Working it across. Around the outside. Emily Pauling, she'll pull up for 3. It will not go. Rebound underneath. Obenrader, she cleans it up and gets it in. It's now only a 2-point difference. The Mounties hold on to that lead for now. Reed. Over to Paglow. Working around the outside. It's Skatel. Back to the top for Cover. Over to Perez. Perez trying to weave through. Feeds this one to Cover, looking down to Paglow. It was batted back to her. Ball is loose and eventually taken away by Obenrader. Back to the top for McKinley. Slowing things down to set up. Only trail by 2. Poling cutting through, and a foul will be called. Sydney Reed, that'll be her second. And Kira Merritt will come in to relieve Reed. Quickly in. Back out to Poling. 15 on the shot clock to Obenrader. Cutting through, back, around. Nothing doing. Skatel in there again. Another jump ball possession Mounties. Chelsea Rourke came in for Sydney Mitchell. There for the Knights. And Mansfield with that 2-point lead. Cover. Setting at the top, over to Merritt on the far side wing. Gets this one out to Perez at the top. She'll step back, continue to work it around the outside for Skattel. Skattel looking down for Paglow, but the pass too high and out of play. Brings the Gannon bench to their feet. McKinley to Tavis, swings it to the corner for Poling. Rourke. Quick give and go to Rourke. Rourke got tangled up, and that pass out of play. Merritt comes across. Skips this one over, caught by Cover. Has to battle between a couple of defenders. Looking down, Paglow. Paglow looks for the middle, may have gotten tipped and taken away. This time Skattel battling for it. And she will get called for the walk. And just that little slide on the knees is all it takes to bring out the speed bag. But Skattel, that's the third time she's got in on a loose ball or trying to force a jump ball. McKinley working to the near side wing. And an offensive foul will be called on Tavis off the ball. That's her first, team's first of the quarter. Merritt being pressured, gets it to Skattel. Skattel driving back towards the middle, skips it into the corner, looking down low, taken away right away. Passes it forward to McKinley, who will slow things down and set up. Over to Tavis. Around the outside to Rourke. Rourke looking down low to Tavis, working on Skattel, driving forward. And Bella Skattel will this time will be called for a foul. They had the height advantage there, trying to power down low. And Skattel will draw the foul. And she'll head to the bench. Paige Whitfield back in. Quickly out. Shot is up for three for Obenrader. It's good. Puts the Knights back on top. Merritt looking over to Cover. Cover moves through, skips this one to Perez. Perez stepping through, waiting, lays it up on the lip, no good. .50 run here in this second quarter of play. McKinley. Well, just step back. 8 seconds to shoot. Obenrader looking down low. Perfect pass. Perfect off the glass and in. Whew. Tavis. To Merritt. Down through. Skips this one over to Perez. Perez cutting through. Skip back to Cover. They continue to go back and forth at the top. And a timeout was called by Coach Whitling. That's a 30-second timeout. We'll extend into our media timeout back in 60 seconds. This is Mansfield Basketball on Mountie All Access presented by Visit Potter Tioga.
Life-changing medicine is not only medical treatment or surgical treatment, but giving patients hope.
UPMC brings so much to the table. They're just a comprehensive visionary system.
UPMC is innovative and always on the cutting edge of technology.
Defining not only healthcare, but health.
Its expertise, its focus on patients and what is best for patients.
As UPMC, we're able to elevate the standard of care. Just a wonderful opportunity.
Back here, the Gannon Knights had a 7-0 run here to start this second quarter to retake the lead. Looking underneath, driving, but Hilton will be called for steps before. Hannah Johnson will check in for the Mountaineers. Working around the outside, Pauling. At the top. 10 seconds to shoot. Drives through a couple of defenders. Out to McKinley. Back to the top. Fighting for it. 3 to shoot. Skips this one over. Pauling. Shot is up. It will not go. Hannah Johnson with the rebound. But I don't believe they reset the shot clock. Over to Johnson, to Perez, who lost the ball, just mishandled, and taken away by the Golden Knights. Looking underneath, pass too much. Perez able to get that and then hit it back in, but actually drew a foul on Sam Perosco. That's her first, team second. This one to Johnson. To Perez at the top. Looking for Hilton. Hilton run into. And she will draw the foul. Delaney Dogan, the redshirt freshman from West Middlesex, Pennsylvania. Her first, team's third. Faith Williams will check in for McKinley. Whitfield down low. Quickly shot. It will trickle around the rim before dropping in. That's the first bucket for the Mountaineers here in the second quarter. They still trail by 1. On the outside, it's Williams. To the top for Dogan. Back to Rourke. Perez got a hand in, tipped it, looking for the pass, and a couple of those we've seen today. Mansfield's done a good job. It's a 1-point game. Gannon leads. Mansfield with a chance to try and take that lead. Hannah Johnson at the top, looking for Hilton. Hilton to Whitfield, has to pull it back. Stepping through to Cover, to Perez. Perez stepping through, weaving through, off the glass, no good, fighting for it. And a jump ball will be called. That possession ultimately will go to Gannon. Kira Merritt checked back in for the Mountaineers. So setting the floor for the Mountaineers, you'll have Merritt, Whitfield, Perez, Hilton, and Cover, your starters. Williams cutting through, skips this one. Shot will go up for 3. High, arcing, will not go. Offensive rebound, fighting underneath. And an offensive foul. Whitfield took the charge. And Sam Perosco will get her second. Team's fourth, 1 away from the bonus. Here in quarter number 2. Cover over to Hilton, to Merritt, and an offensive foul on the other end. That'll be Chelsea Cover. That's her second, team's third. Williams going through. Almost lost the ball, but got back possession. Going through. Hilton read it. She'll take off. Stops up the glass. No good. And expected contact. And there wasn't any, so an empty trip for Hilton. Skips this one over. And over to Madison Mattis. A bad thing, she's sitting on the Mansfield bench. So possession back to the Mounties. Kira Merritt. Over to Perez. To Hilton at the top. Looking for Merritt and found her. Steps over and through. Pass down underneath. Good little pick and roll there for Hilton off the glass and in. The Mansfield Mountaineers back on top. 24-23 the score. Williams to Rourke. Back to the top for Mitchell. Swings it around the outside for Parisco. Mitchell to Rourke. Rourke cutting through, pass underneath, and an offensive foul before. And they're going to call Delaney Dogan for her second on an offensive push. So the next foul, Mansfield will be sent to the line unless it's an offensive in the bonus now. Hannah Johnson comes back in for the Mounties. In for Chelsea Cover with 1 minute and 35 seconds to go. Looking out for Johnson. She eventually corrals it with 18 on the shot clock. Skips it. Johnson looking down for Hilton, but read and taken away. Obenrader. McKinley. Over to Tavis to Mitchell, who's joined by Obenrader. Tavis, who has the ball right now. McKinley. Obenrader underneath. Threaded the needle on that play. Poling is the other Golden Knight on the floor right now, but that's a great play there. Put the Knights back on top. Johnson cutting through. Looking for the pass in the middle. Johnson hit the deck hard. Mitchell looking underneath. Shot is no good. A delayed whistle, but Whitfield will be called for the foul. And 9 times out of 10, you see the full swing of the arm and you hit nothing, you're going to get that whistle call. Shockingly, only the second free throw we have had today. With 34 seconds to go in the second quarter. And that one finds Twine. So it's a 2-point spread. And that one will get the shooter's touch and go in. Out to Whitfield. Whitfield across. Cutting through, quickly down. Hilton off the glass and in. The Mounties trail by only 1. And a dead shot clock here for the Knights. McKinley. Stepping through, trying to quickly give and go. Ball loose underneath, turnaround shot, no good. And it will stay 1-point difference between these teams. 27-26 here at the half. Gannon leads the Mountaineers. It is setting up to be a fun one. Do not go anywhere, folks. We have the break here, and we'll have a special treat for you. From Visit Potter, Tioga County, we'll show you one of the sweetest places here in Tioga County. Do not go anywhere. This is Mansfield Basketball on Mount All Access, presented by Visit Potter Tioga.
Welcome to Explore the Possibilities. My name is Amy, and I'm the manager here at Highland Chocolates in Wellsboro. We're just a mile and a half outside of downtown Wellsboro on Route 6. Let me tell you a little bit about Highland Chocolates and how we began. In 1994, a county administrator and his friend decided to create a program to put people with disabilities to work. They created a recipe for a Scottish truffle, hence the name Highland Chocolates, and now, years later, we employ 12 people with different abilities to hand make all the chocolates here at Highland Chocolates. One of the things that we offer is our pretzel bark. That's one of our oldest recipes. It's crushed Pennsylvania pretzels rolled into a flat bark with either milk white, dark, or sugar-free chocolates. The bark recipe is so popular we've branched out and we now have over 17 different flavors of pretzel bark. We have a very unique souvenir collection. We call it the Sweet Souvenirs from Tioga and Potter County. You can find tree stumps. We have Cherry Springs Dark Skies bark. We have Rainbow Paradise gummy fish. We have several Wellsboro molds, including the Wynken, Blinken, and Nod statue that you'll see on the green in Wellsboro, and lots of other chocolates to find when you come here. We are a nonprofit chocolate factory. All the proceeds from our sales go back into the program to help teach vocational skills to everyone here in hopes that they can one day get a community job. Highland Chocolates offers tours all year round. Every weekday, Monday through Friday, from 9:15 to 2:30 p.m., you can come in for a free tour of the factory and sample some of our pretzel bark. We also offer tours on Saturday from mid-June until late October. The tours are at the same time, and occasionally on holidays around Christmas and Valentine's Day and Easter, we will also offer special tours. When you come, you'll see up to 9 people working per day. Every day is a different staff, and each day they're working on a different kind of chocolate. So if you visited us before, please come and visit again because you're sure to see something new. When you come for a tour of Highland Chocolates, you'll meet one of our line supervisors who will show you everything that happens here.
Hi, I'm Jay, a line supervisor here at Highland Chocolates. Please join me as we take a quick walk around the factory to see what we're doing today. Many of these things you'll be seeing when you come take a tour. One of the tasks you'll see our workers performing is crushing pretzels. We crush our pretzels here for all of our pretzel bark, one of the items we're most well known for. All of our pretzels come from Herr's Company in Nottingham, Pennsylvania, where they donate approximately 20 cases of pretzels to us each month to help support our program. Another thing you'll see is one of our molders. Each of our molders will weigh out the chocolate to a specific weight and use one of our shaker tables to help bring all the bubbles out of the mold and to ensure that the chocolate is level and all of the nooks and crannies of each mold are being filled. Looking around the factory, you'll see many of our enrobing melters in use today. Each of these molders holds between 25 to 35 pounds of chocolate, and we use them for coating as well as for using chocolate for making bark and molding. The chain pulls the chocolate up into the funnel, and it drops down through the trough to make a curtain of chocolate, where one of our employees is coating pretzels. Once our pretzel is completely coated and the excess chocolate is shaken off, it is transferred to a cooling tunnel. It takes 7 minutes to get from one end of the cooling tunnel to the other end, where we have another one of our employees packing the pretzels off into a 5-ounce bag so that we can seal it later and have it ready to be labeled to send out to the store. Every day, things change here at Highland Chocolate, so you never know what you'll get to see. These are just a few of the things that we do. In addition, we also make our own fudge, and we do special orders, including corporate events, baby showers, weddings, and even any personal project that you might want chocolate for. We hope to see you soon when you come on your tour of Highland Chocolates.
For more information and to get details, visit our website at highlandchocolates.org. And for more information about activities going on in our area, go to visitpottertioga.com. On behalf of myself and everyone here at Highland Chocolates, we really look forward to seeing you on your next visit.
This year, we had you, the viewer, vote each week for the top play of that week, and we took the winners, we placed them into a bracket to determine which is the play of the fall. The top two plays were teammates, going head-to-head in Christy Byers' game-winning shootout goal up against Olivia Wagner's playoff-clinching goal. The results are in, and this is your play of the fall. Driving forward into the circle. Leaks away, still fighting for it. A battle in. Dana Evans cranks it. Turnaround shot is in! That's a goal for the Mounties! Congratulations to field hockey's Olivia Wagner on the outstanding play and claiming that you have the play of the fall.
Drives baseline, double team, somebody's open, and screen, and he puts it up and in, yes, and it counts! Deanna now long down to Hilton, Hilton off the glass and in.
We are at halftime, folks. Gannon leads Mansfield by a score of 27-26. And really the big stat that you see in front of you that has been a big story here today has been that bottom one. Unfortunately, not the one you want to be the highlight, but it has been. The turnovers, 17-14 in that first half. Just trying to get the passes underneath, and they just haven't been effective. Really also a tale of two quarters between these teams. It started out a high-scoring, fast-paced first quarter. Mansfield led the first quarter 20-16 at the end. And then the scoring just kind of swelled up. And by swelled up, I mean, look, you had 11-6. 17 points total scored in that second quarter. And a lot of turnovers in that second quarter. Both teams, maybe it's the post-finals jitters, but both teams at the half are definitely talking about how they have to clean up certain things for their teams. But instead of focusing on that bad, let's take a look at some of the good things that have happened in this first half of play. Let's start with your leading scorers. Starting with the team on top, Tori Obenrader has been incredible underneath the basket, shooting 5 for 8. She has 11 total points, 3 assists, and 3 steals to go with a block. She's been everywhere they needed her to be. Haley Tavis has 6. Faith Williams has 3. Emily Poling has 3. Sydney Mitchell has 2. And Chelsea Rourke 2 to round out the scoring for Gannon. For the Mansfield Mountaineers, Jasmine Hilton leads the way. She has 12 points to go with her 4 rebounds and 1 assist and 1 block. Jasmine Perez, Chelsea Cover, Kira Merritt each have a 3-point basket made. Sydney Reed also a 3-point basket made. And Paige Whitfield has 2 points to round out the scoring for Mansfield. Those 3 points I mentioned, Jasmine Perez, Chelsea Cover, Kira Merritt, Sydney Reed each hit a big 3-point shot early in the first quarter. Mansfield did not attempt a shot from beyond the arc in the second quarter, so Gannon did a good job of taking away that shot and forcing them to go down low to Jasmine Hilton, who's been able to convert on a lot of her shots, as she is their lead scorer and the lead scorer of the game with 12. But with that being said, Mansfield's got to find that shot, shooting 50%, 4 of 8. If they can continue to get those shots up and fall, that led to their big first quarter. They scored 20 points in that first quarter and were only held to 6 in the second. The big difference there was that 3-point shot. So now let's talk about what both teams ultimately need to do to leave Decker Gymnasium with the PSAC crossover win today. Let's start with Gannon. They keep looking down low. They're getting those one-on-one matchups that they like, but the passes are going awry and causing a lot of turnovers. If they can limit those turnovers on that play and continue to be effective underneath the basket with Obenrader and Tavis, they should be pretty solid heading into this next, or heading into the next half of the game. If they can continue to attack that, that should be their bread and butter. And for Mansfield, I mentioned a couple things for them. A, you have to find that 3-point shot back and get a couple of them up. And then B, with a young team like this Mansfield team, is sometimes you just need to take a deep breath. They feel rushed on a lot of offensive attacks. They're moving around the outside and feeling a little chaotic. They need to slow down and work their offense, because right now, Jasmine Hilton has been finding that open area underneath and getting her baskets to go in. Her shots has been pretty good, 6 of 9 shooting on the day. She is, so if they can continue to calm down and play effective basketball, that's how Mansfield is going to get a victory in this one. We have about 3 minutes to go before the start of the second half. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Do not go anywhere. This is Mansfield Basketball on Mounting All Access, presented by Visit Potter Tioga, all part of the PSAC network.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
UPMC is a visionary hospital, cutting-edge research, all of the exciting things out on the edge of medicine.
There's a challenge every day, and there's the potential to help. When given the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life, that's a tremendous feeling.
UPMC's interest in bringing the best there is in the science and research and bringing that bench side to the bedside is what makes a huge difference.
Life-changing medicine is not only medical treatment or surgical treatment, but giving patients hope.
Here, getting ready for the start of the third quarter of play. And just a reminder, we have a jam-packed weekend ahead of you for Mansfield basketball. Of course, the weekend starts early. It's a Friday afternoon here. And tomorrow, a doubleheader for you here on Mountie All Access as the Mountaineers welcome Clarion into Decker Gymnasium. The men's contest is on the other side of this one, but we still got a whole half to go in a 1-point game. Mansfield has possession first. Merritt, who is joined by Cover, Hilton, Whitfield, and Perez on the floor. Hilton has it, scooping it to Perez. Turnaround shot will get the roll, and Mansfield on top. And we could be going back and forth for a while here with a 1-point spread. Rourke looking underneath, skips it into the corner for McKinley, back down low. Looking for the pass out. Obenrader's shot is up. It'll be short, but saved underneath. And we're just trying to see what the call was. It might have been a shot clock violation, if I'm not wrong, but now Gannon comes back. We'll throw it back in. Skips it out and around. Mitchell cutting through, pass underneath, back out to Rourke. 2 to shoot, driving through, lays this one hard off the glass and gets the roll, puts the Knights back on top. And again, the shot clock didn't reset. Out to Merritt, back to Whitfield quickly. The press is on and now drops back. Whitfield. Down to Hilton. Hilton to Cover, cutting through, step back, shot off the glass and in for Chelsea Cover. Pass down, Hilton rockets up to take it away. A 3-on-1, Whitfield taking it, and she will get it. Mansfield takes a heavier lead, up now by 3. Rourke looking underneath, and it goes out of play. So another turnover looking underneath, and a little press set up by the Knights, but just for the inbound pass, and Whitfield will be the one to take it across to Merritt. Working around the outside with a 3-point lead. Perez dribbles back to the top. Whitfield on the wing, 7 to shoot. She'll cut through, it'll be blocked out of play. 3 seconds stay on the shot clock. But Mansfield has a chance to try and have an inbound play from the baseline. Merritt into Perez. Perez turnaround shot. It will not go, just laid on the rim and fell out. McKinley back to the top for Mitchell. Or excuse me, that was Obenrader. Now to Mitchell. Now down low to Obenrader. Working down. Skips it out. McKinley shot for 3. It will not go. Chelsea Cover gets the rebound. And a foul will be called. Obenrader trying to force the jump ball. Merritt looking underneath for Cover, lays it up and in. A quick back cut. And Mansfield with a quick start to quarter number 3. And a timeout will be taken With the score, Mansfield 34, Gannon 29. This is Mansfield basketball on Mounting All Access, presented by Visit Potter Tioga.
UPMC is a visionary hospital, cutting-edge research, all of the exciting things out on the edge of medicine.
There's a challenge every day, and there's the potential to help. When given the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life, that's a tremendous feeling.
UPMC's interest in bringing the best there is in the science and research and bringing that bench side to the bedside is what makes a huge difference.
Life-changing medicine is not only medical treatment or surgical treatment, but giving patients hope.
It's all part of Mother Nature's perfect blend, the keystone of the Keystone State. Visit Potter Tioga, a 2-county scenic outdoor haven conveniently located, yet worlds apart. A place where you can kick back, unwind, and forget about the pressures of life. Disconnect and reconnect with your friends, family, or even yourself while surrounded by nature's beauty. So start planning your adventures today at visitpottertioga.com.
Back here, Mansfield with the lead. And a bit of a half-court press for the Mansfield Mountaineers. Olin goes around it. And Mansfield has switched into a zone. Or maybe it looks like a box and one. And now they go back to man. Working around the outside, cutting through. And Kira Merritt down. And holding that knee that has a brace. We'll take a break. Back in 30 seconds. This is Mansfield basketball on Mounting All Access.
It's all part of Mother Nature's perfect blend, the keystone of the Keystone State. Visit Potter Tioga, a 2-county scenic outdoor haven conveniently located, yet worlds apart. A place where you can kick back, unwind, and forget about the pressures of life. Disconnect and reconnect with your friends, family, or even yourself while surrounded by nature's beauty. So start planning your adventures today at visitpottertioga.com.
Kira Merritt walking off under her own power, but gingerly. Sydney Reed came in for her. And now they get ready. Falling in. Rourke off the glass and in. Cuts the lead to 3. Hilton turnaround shot. Got the shooter's touch on that one for Jasmine Hilton. No look pass over to Mitchell. Quickly back, shot is up. It will not go for Obenrader. Looking down for Hilton, skies up, skips this one over, was looking for Cover, but Rourke read it. It was also tipped on the play. Taken away by the Knights. Mitchell. Over to Pauling, get the screen, cutting through. Whitfield rips it out of the air. Driving through, calling her own number, shot goes up, will not fall. Rebound by Obenrader. Ball was loose in front. And Whitfield will be called for the foul. And both she and Coach Whitling had the same expression with arms extended. But it will be Whitfield's second foul. Team's second of the third quarter. Tavis, own number, takes it up and in. It's a 3-point game. Reed over to Cover. Looking underneath. Back to Whitfield, backing down, spinning. Shot is up off the glass and in for Whitfield. driving through, pulling, looking for the pass. Perez there to take the ball away. To Whitfield. Whitfield stepping through. Quick shot up. It will not go. Rebounded by Mitchell on the near side. And they give it to Pauling, and will slow things down. 38-33 your score. Rourke. Underneath. Good screen. Off the glass and in for Sidney Mitchell, the junior from Baltimore. Cover pushes to the far side wing. Looking for the pass, taken away. Pauling down to Rourke, fighting through, and a foul will be called. And prevented the shot, but Cover came in shooting like a rocket. That's her third foul. But that will come after immediate timeout. 3 points separate the teams, 38-35. This is Mansfield basketball on Mounting All Access, presented by Visit Potter Tioga.
From court to court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
Back here, Drew Patrick here on Mounting All Access, Mansfield and Gannon. Women's basketball, the men's contest to follow. 2 shots coming up for Chelsea Rourke. And she finds Twine with a chance to make this a 1-point game again. And she hits them both. 38-37, the Mounties lead. Cover to Perez, out to Reed. Reed back to Perez. Perez pulls it back to the middle for Paglo. Paglo driving through to McKissick, stepping through, back to Paglo. Ball batted around in front and taken away. Mouse underneath, kicks this one out. Mitchell driving through, lays this up, draws the foul, and will head to the line with a chance to tie and take the lead.
Foul number 1, Jasmine Perez, her first foul. 4th Mansfield team foul.
And Mitchell will miss on her first attempt. And she will be 1 for 2, but that one is important. It ties the game up at 38 apiece. Forward to Perez, out to Reed. Reed taking off and then settling things down. It's Perez at the top. McKissick near side. Trying to fight it through. Ball is loose. And another turnover. Pass underneath, backing down, shot is up, will not go. Second opportunity, will! And it puts the Knights back on top. 40-38. To McKissick looking in the middle, taken away again. And that one out of play was tipped. A 7-0 run right now for the Knights. This one out, Perez tipped it, goes out of play. Will stay with the Knights. Rourke at the top. And she will get called for the foul. Perez will draw the offensive foul on Rourke. That's her first. To Cover. Cover cutting through. Steps back to Whitfield. Whitfield to Paglo. Paglo skips it over to Perez. Perez cutting baseline. And a foul will be called. And you heard a groan, or you may have heard a groan from the Gannon faithful. There was actually a good group who made the travel from Erie down here to Decker Gymnasium. Perez over to Whitfield, to Cover. Back to the top for Sydney Reed. Whitfield. Back out, ball loose. It's still in action. Cutting through, waiting patiently, missed the lap. Second opportunity, no, but she will head to the line. First shot's a shot she'll like to have back, but she has a chance to get those 2 points here. Hits her first. Second one upcoming for Chelsea Rourke, the senior. And she is 2 for 2, make that a 9-0 run for the Knights. And taken away with a chance to extend that run. Shot is up. This one is good for 3. And a timeout for the Mansfield Mountaineers, as they're going to have to try and regroup. We'll take one with them. A 12-0 run here for the team from Erie, Pennsylvania, the Gannon Golden Knights. This is Mansfield basketball on Mountie All Access, presented by Visit Potter Tioga.
Life-changing medicine is not only medical treatment or surgical treatment, but giving patients hope.
UPMC brings...
Back here, Mansfield with possession. They've had a tough time trying to break this Gannon press. To Whitfield cutting through, and another time that they will not make that run 14-0. It's 47-38. With a minute to go here in the third quarter. Through to Perez. Over to Whitfield. Whitfield trying to kick it, will draw the foul. Margot Lutzenheiser comes in for the Knights. This one back to Reed. And Mansfield in the bonus will actually head to the line after the foul on Haley Tavis. And Paige Whitfield will have a couple of shots. First one finds Twine. Breaks the scoreless run. Sometimes you'll take those. When a big run like this. Made both. It's a 7-point game. With 30 seconds. Pass through looking underneath. Shot is up and in, and we'll head to the line to try and make it a 3-point play. Perosco at the line. And it will go in. 3-point play, 10-point game. Cover across. And taken away, Mitchell in there, and the foul will be on Reed, but she will head to the line. 9.4 seconds. First one finds Twine. Gannon looking for a 25-point third quarter. That will not go on the second. Whitfield with 11 points between the two. Whitfield stops, shot is up, it will not go. And we will head into the final quarter of play with a score of 51-40. Do not go anywhere. Much more on the other side. This is Mansfield basketball on Mountie All Access, presented by Visit Potter Tioga.
As I've gone through school, I've been trying to pay off my tuition as I go, and it wouldn't have been possible without the help of the Mansfield Foundation.
I mean, the Mansfield Foundation already helped me a lot. As of right now, I don't have any school debt whatsoever, and I know the Mansfield Foundation has definitely helped with all the scholarships that I've received over the years for that.
The Mansfield Foundation has helped me out several times throughout my college career. They have helped keep my finances intact.
If you have any sort of instincts, you can get a feel of good people and bad people. Like, the people at the foundation are as straightforward as they come.
It's all part.
Back here, one final quarter to go. A 17-4 run to end the last quarter for the Knights, and we enter the fourth quarter where the Mountaineers have struggled this season. Boston McKinley on the near side wing. Skips this one across to Rourke. Rourke looking underneath. Power dribble, turnaround off the glass and in for the senior Tavis. To Whitfield. Whitfield across. Kira Merritt, who it's really good to see her back into the game, left early with an injury. But she's back in. Perez. Out to Hilton, will shoot the three. This one will not go, and Chelsea Cover will be called for an over-the-back foul as she got boxed out And really the only thing left for her to do is try to go up and over. And that's going to bring out the whistle every time. That's her fourth. She'll have to take a seat for the moment. Sydney Reed comes back into the contest. McKinley across. Mitchell back to the top and continues to work it around the outside. McKinley in the corner, being covered by Reed. Tries to dribble out, quickly gives back down, skips this one, but it will go out of play. Tavis tried to one-hand that one to a cutting Mitchell, and it just missed her and goes out of play. That's 23 turnovers for both teams. And that's not going to make a coach happy. Whitfield around. Perez ends up with it. Looking underneath for Whitfield. Kira Merritt comes in out of nowhere. Passes through. Shot up. No good. And Perez skies to get the rebound. Spinning and drawing a foul.
Foul 23, Sydney Mitchell, that's the first foul.
Merritt will take the inbound, and a foul was called. That one on Mitchell. And that's a foul coaches won't like, as they were getting close to the 5. They get this one in to Perez to Reed. Reed steps, shot for 3, will not go. That's 2 threes taken here early, both missed. Step back, shot, and in for Boston McKinley. Reed quickly over to Merritt across. Back to the top, Perez. Gets this one over to Whitfield. Whitfield steps through. Shot is up. It will not go. It'll go short and out of play. Chelsea Cover and Bella Skattel come back in for Whitfield and Perez. Now Cover with those 4 fouls. And the lead has extended to 15, the largest lead today. Mitchell. Back up top, Tavis shot for 3. This one will go short, but rebound underneath. Second opportunity now, fighting for it, and Kira Merritt came up with it. And she gets it back and will take off. Skips this one over to Cover. She'll shoot the 3, and we'll head to the line for 3 shots. That foul on Mitchell, that's her 3rd. That's her 2nd here of this quarter. And she'll be reprieved by Emily Pauling. Cover makes the first with 2 more.
First shot good.
Second shot good. And gets the 3 points the hard way at the line for Cover. McKinley. And the Knights. Skips this one over. Open shot for 3. Hit Chelsea Rourke. Merritt directing traffic, being covered by Rourke. Over to Sydney Reed. Back to Merritt at the top, stepping through. Back to Skattel. To Hilton. 10 to shoot. Skips this one over. Shot for 3. This one will not find twine. It's loose and corralled by the Knights and Emily Pauling. Over to McKinley. McKinley back to the top for Obenrader. Back to McKinley. They'll slow things down with a large lead. Looking underneath. Skittell came in and got a hand on it. Cut the ball loose. 7 to shoot. Looking underneath to Obenrader. Powering through. Off the glass. Will not go. Got her own rebound. Kicks it out. Shot is up for 3 off the front of the rim. No good. She got her own rebound. Back to McKinley, and with 20-second reset, they can again continue to take time off that clock. McKinley working on Skittell, stepping through, going baseline, kicks this one out. Shot is up for 3. This one will connect for Chelsea Rourke. Merritt. Over to Cover. Cover cutting down through. Ball tipped out of play and maybe got bailed out as he didn't like where that pass was. That brings us to the final media timeout of the game. The score 61-43. The visiting Knights lead. This is Mansfield basketball on Mountie All Access, presented by Visit Potter Tioga.
It's time to make the PSAC yours. More than 7,500 student athletes working to become champions in 23 championship sports at 18 universities, educating more than 118,000 students, and supported by an alumni base of over 900,000. All in and all ready to make the PSAC yours. It's the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference.
Drives baseline, double team, somebody's open, and screen, and he puts it up and in, yes, and it counts! For Deanna now long down to Hilton, Hilton off the glass and
in. The men's contest will start approximately 20 minutes after this one finishes. It's a 61-43 lead, a big 17-4 run for the Knights at the end of the third quarter has led to this lead right now. Mansfield with the ball. Quickly out to Cover, to Skittell. Ball was low, and it's a jump ball. Will stay with the Mounties. Out now to Skittell. Has to fire this one up. And will go short. Yeah, they continued to play, which they really shouldn't have. That ball hit or did not hit the rim. That should have been a shot clock violation. Instead, it's going to be a foul on Bella Skittell to stop play. Jasmine Perez back on. McKinley over to Rourke, who's gotten hot here in the second half. Now to Pauling, looking underneath. Quickly past Obenrader with a hand in her face, will not go. Sydney Reed rockets up for the rebound. Reed over to Perez. Perez stepping through, looking for Hilton down low. Ball is loose and recovered by McKinley. And the Gannon bench liking what they've seen here in the second half of play. To the top, Pauling for 3. This one off the front, no good. McKinley at the top, continuing to tick those seconds away. Looking underneath, Perez had a hand on it, knocks it out of play. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Shot is up, will not go. And shot clock violation on the Knights. Cover trying to get this pass out, and a timeout will be called by Mike Whitling. We'll take one with him back in 30 seconds. This is Mansfield basketball on Mounting All Access, presented by Visit Potter Tioga.
Off drives baseline, double team, somebody's open, and screen, and he puts it up and in, yes, and it counts! Deanna now long down to Hilton. Hilton off the glass and
in. Back here, folks. 3 minutes. A little over 3 minutes left to go in this contest. 61-43 is your score. And the Mounties, their second half struggles on the year continue here in the fourth quarter. It's a 10-3 run. Just a young team with this Mansfield team, and really not that deep of a bench and a young bench to go. So most teams are trying to take that advantage. And today Gannon did, of course, ended the third quarter on a 17-4 run, did the Lady Knights. Reed into Merritt. Working through, kicks to the corner. Sydney Reed will shoot the three. This one a little too hard and over the top, taken away. And it's McKinley. Over to Pauling. Pauling looking underneath, nothing doing. Finds Rourke on the outside. 13 to shoot. Now down to McKinley. Pass down to Rourke, powering her way up and in. Rourke has 16 points. Cutting through Cover, off the glass and in. And Mansfield tried a quick press. Cutting through Pauling. Lost the ball. Comes away with it. Cutting through, wide open underneath the basket. Misses the shot. And fighting for the rebound. And causing a jump ball. It will stay with the Knights. And a couple new players in for the Knights. And they're just trying to fix the shot clock right now. Well, the big men's highlight that we will have in the next game, Trevor English for the Mansfield Mountaineers, only 5 points away from 1,000 in that game. That's going to be the big story for the game after this one. Right now, powering up and in. Heading to the line to try and complete the three-point play. Perosco. And that foul's on Kira Merritt. That's her second. Oh no, that foul will be on Chelsea Cover. She's going to have to sit for the rest of this one. Shot does go in. Cover, who fouled out, finishes with 12 points. And that's a new career high for her. Cutting through, Perez lays this one up, will head to the line. For Perez. Faith Williams and Delaney Dogan check in to finish out this game for Gannon. Perez. First shot finds Twine.
First shot good.
And she missed her second one. Faith Williams with it. 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. Cutting through. Pass underneath, taken away. There by Sydney Reed. Reed out to Hannah Johnson on the far side. Will cut up to Perez. Fighting through, step back, shot for three will not go. And Faith Williams takes it. And timeout called by Gannon. But really just so they can get their substitute in for the final minute. This year, Mansfield Athletics was proud to partner with Visit Potter Tioga. Explore the possibilities with the Keystone of the Keystone State, Potter and Tioga counties in Pennsylvania. Outdoor recreation lives here with 10 state parks, 2 federal parks, and over 400,000 acres of state forest land. Find us online at visitpottertioga.com to plan your next adventure. Looking underneath, Perez rockets up to get the rebound. Out to Reed. Reed will come across. And the foul will, I believe, send Sydney Reed to the line. Two shots for Sydney Reed. First one good. Second one finds Twine as well. Ransom works this one up to Benheim. Shot is up. It will not go. It will bounce out of play. And with 20 seconds to go, shot clock about even with the game clock. To Peglow underneath, kicks this one out to Perez, driving her way through. She will head to the line. Makes the first. Misses the second. Taken away. And the Knights could just wind down the clock if they wanted to, but Mansfield pressing. And they'll work it around the outside, and they'll look to hold for the rest here. That brings us to the end. Gannon gets the victory with a big second half, leading to a 66-49 victory. We are going to take a quick minute-long break, and we will break down that first game for you and get you ready for game number 2 in about 20 minutes. Do not go anywhere. Mansfield basketball on Mountie All Access, presented by Visit Potter Tioga.
to Lane, under the lights, or under the sun. No one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
The final score of the women's contest, 66-49 in favor of the visiting Gannon Lady Knights. The big story was that third quarter and the end of that third quarter, where the Knights outscored Mansfield 17-4 at the end of that quarter. Your leading scorer for Gannon was Chelsea Rourke, who scored 18, 16 of those 18 coming in the second half of play. Tori Obenrader had 11. Sam Perisco had 11. Haley Tavis had 10. Sydney Mitchell with 6. Emily Pauling with 5. And then rounding out the score, Boston McKinley had 2. For the Mansfield Mountaineers, 2 players were in double figures. Jasmine Hilton finished with 14 points. Chelsea Cover had a Mansfield career high of 12. Paige Whitfield added 8. Sydney Reed had 5. Jasmine Perez 7. And rounding out the scoring, Kira Merritt had 3. Well, folks, that will do it. You can see some of the big stats there on your screen. That's going to do it, folks. The final score, one final time, 66-49 in favor of Gannon. The men's contest is coming up in about 17 minutes. Do not go anywhere. This is Mansfield Basketball on Mountie All Access, presented by Visit Potter Tioga.
Drives baseline, double team, somebody's open and screen, and he puts it up and in, yes, and it counts! Deanna now long down to Hilton, Hilton off the glass and in.
It's time to make the PSAC yours. More than 7,500 student athletes working to become champions in 23 championship sports at 18 universities, educating more than 118,000 students, and supported by an alumni base of over 900,000. All in and all ready to make the PSAC yours. It's the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference.
Welcome back here to Mounties Midweek. Let's introduce a new face here on campus at Mansfield, the new assistant baseball coach, Anthony Goncalves. Thank you so much for stopping by.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
So, Coach, let's talk about that. What were the things that brought you here to Mansfield? What were some of the things that you saw that you're like, this is the program that I want to help?
Well, first, being a part of the PSAC conference, which in my opinion is the best conference in Division II baseball, having an opportunity to continue my career and get involved with the PSAC conference, and when I saw the opening and I gained my interest right away, and after talking to Coach Shalott and meeting everybody here, this is a place that I wanted to really go. I love being a part of programs and rebuilding, and Mansfield gives me that opportunity, and it gives me a chance to continue in my career path, what my goals are. And after talking to Coach a lot, we thought this would be, a good opportunity. And I'm excited to finally be on campus and get on board and get things started.
Yeah, and you mentioned it in terms of rebuilding the program. This program has had a couple of down seasons in the past seasons. So what is your coaching philosophy, and what are some of the things that you really want to focus on, especially to try and build this program back to where it was?
Well, first and foremost, it starts with the players on the current roster. And that's something that I can't wait to meet and learn about the guys. And the one thing I'm going to tell them is I'm going to try to do my absolute best to make their experience better here, especially the seniors. I'm not talking about championships and all that. I just want to play good baseball. I want their careers to end right. And then philosophy-wise, it all starts with recruiting. You got to find kids that are going to fill, the empty spots that we're going to have after this year. You're going to have to find kids that are going to fill in what your philosophy, what your vision is. Obviously, everybody wants the 6'3", 6'4" projectable guy, but you're going to find, my job and coach's job is to find the kids that are going to fit what we're trying to do here at Mansfield. And then from there, you got to develop them. That's the other important thing about, coaching is the recruiting side. And once you do have them on campus, is develop them. And hopefully in a couple recruiting classes we put together, we could start competing for a PSAC championship.
Yeah, absolutely. In your past a couple of spots before Mansfield, what were your key focuses there? And what were some of the things you learned in your last couple of spots that you think can really translate to helping here at Mansfield?
So my first coaching job was Mansfield University in Dallas, Pennsylvania. Town a little bit bigger than Mansfield. It was kind of the same situation. It was tough to get kids on campus. And we just had that same group that everybody kind of bought in what we were trying to do. And we won that first championship. And then after that, kids always want to go to a winning program. So we ended up winning a couple more, and then I ended up coaching at Arcadia University, which was a reality check for me because it was a different type of school outside of Philadelphia. You're going to recruit different type of kids, and the first year we struggled. We only won 9 games, and in the following year we won 20 games, and we got our type of kids in that program that we wanted. And then my last coaching stop was Philadelphia University, now known as Jefferson University. Division II school, very limited with certain things that they do comparing to the other schools in the conference. And I learned right off the bat that now I have scholarship money to play with. And, it's very similar to what the situation is here at Mansfield. Kind of had some down years. They wanted to get back into postseason, and we brought in those kids, the kids that fit into what we were trying to do. Kind of the same blueprint I used at Misericordia and Arcadia, and that's what we plan on doing here at Mansfield. Use our connections, coach and I's from all over Pennsylvania and even the junior college ranks to bring in the right kids.
How important do you think, because you mentioned how important recruiting is, the fact that you have coached here in Pennsylvania, you know the areas here in Pennsylvania, you know hot spots. How much does that help you in terms of recruiting? Pennsylvania
is probably a gold mine when it comes to baseball. You go everywhere from Erie, Pennsylvania, down to Westchester, Pennsylvania, or Philadelphia. There's baseball, and there's a lot of baseball. And I think what separates Pennsylvania from the other states is there's good baseball people that are teaching it. My experiences with my last 3 stops, I had to recruit in all those different areas. So Mansfield, being a PSAC school and academically what it offers, it shouldn't be a problem to bring in those kids. But it is so important. You can't have a bad class in the PSAC. You have a bad class, it's going to hurt, not the following year, but down the road. So recruiting is crucial every single year, making sure that we have a strong class going forward and we have an idea. And we have to get ahead of the following class a year early. Make sure we ID those guys so we get ahead of some of those other schools.
Another thing that I'm sure you're familiar with as well, coaching in Pennsylvania, is the weather is not always the kindest to us here. So what is your strategy? Obviously, we have the gym where a lot of our guys are practicing, but when you look outside like today and there's a foot of snow on the ground, what is your challenges, and how do you approach those challenges when the weather doesn't cooperate?
Well, first, we go back to the recruiting side of things. Everybody would love a kid from Texas or Florida, but I've coached those kids. It usually takes a year or so for those kids to get used to the Northeast weather. But the current kids, you just got to have tough kids, and I think it all starts with, Coach and I, and if they see that we're cold, they see that we're struggling, they're going to do the same thing. You got to be creative. You got to think outside the box. It's not just us, it's every school, Division I, Division II, Division III in the Northeast. You got to get creative what you're going to do indoors. I'm a guy that likes to keep things fresh. The kids might get bored inside. Well, coaches get bored too. We got to keep doing things, thinking outside the box. It might be one day where we're in a cage doing something, and then the next day we'll completely flip the script and we'll do a lot more agility stuff, or we'll work on defense picks. We just got to keep things fresh indoors. And, as long as the snow's off the turf, we're going to try to be outside. I know Coach, that's what he wants to do. And defensively, there's no better way than being outside. And you got to get used to the weather anyway.
So with that, too, another thing is, what are your main focuses, too, here early in the season? Obviously, this is like your first week, so you haven't really had a chance to work with everyone. But early in the season and in this winter time going into the spring, what are some of the things that you want to focus on and that you have focused on with the athletes early on?
Again, I want to meet the guys. I want to know what type of kid they are, what's the pros and cons, of the last couple of years, and how they like to do certain things. And then, plan on doing it either today or tomorrow, kind of introduce myself, what I look for in a player, how I am as a coach. And I want to keep things simple. Baseball is such a hard game, score more runs than the other team. If it's the long ball, small ball way, offensively, we're going to do whatever it takes to score more runs than the other team. Defensively, we got to communicate, and we got to just put ourselves in the right position to make plays. You're going to fail. You're going to make errors. You're going to strike out. You're going to get into slumps. But my job is to kind of make sure our guys have confidence going into the first game, and throughout the season, try to stay even keel. We don't want to go down and then high, down. We want to stay even keel. One of the things that I want our guys to be, you don't know if we're down 10 or up 10. We're going to play hard every time, and just stay simple. Make things simple, make things easy for the guys, and, we'll see how it goes.
I guess one of the challenges that you'll face, you and Coach Shalato faces, obviously your regime is replacing, in a way, I know Shalat was part of that regime, but a regime that has been the most successful regime in probably Mansfield athletics as a whole. Do you address, or how do you address, the shortcomings of the last couple of seasons without trying to dwell on what has happened in the last couple of seasons?
Well, that's something you hear what the players have to say about that. And again, you want to make the seniors this last year memorable. What does it take when I ask a kid to play for Mansfield? What do they want it to be? And my goal is to try to do that, try to help them do that. If that's win a championship, that's win a championship. Or if that's, we get into the playoffs, or if that's beating some of the top teams, I'm going to try to do my best at that. And my whole focus as a coach and my philosophy is just get better every day. I don't care about what's going on outside of, Mansfield. We just got to get better. We got to worry about ourselves, get better each day. And, I like to say, get better 1% every day. If you do that, we're going to be fine, and the program will head in the right direction.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
As I've gone through school, I've been trying to pay off my tuition as I go, and it wouldn't have been possible without the help of the Mansfield Foundation.
The Mansfield Foundation already helped me a lot. As of right now, I don't have any school debt whatsoever, and I know the Mansfield Foundation has definitely helped with all the scholarships that I've received over the years for that.
The Mansfield Foundation has helped me out several times throughout my college career. They have helped keep my finances intact.
If you have any sort of instincts, you can get a feel of good people and bad people. Like, the people at the foundation are as straightforward as they come.
This year, we had you, the viewer, vote each week for the top play of that week, and we took the winners, we placed them into a bracket to determine which is the play of the fall. The top two plays were teammates going head-to-head in Christy Byers' game-winning shootout goal up against Olivia Wagner's playoff-clinching goal. The results are in, and this is your play of the fall. Driving forward into the circle, leaks away, still fighting for it, a battle in. Dana Evans cranks it, turnaround shot is in! That's a goal for the Mounties! Congratulations to field hockey's Olivia Wagner on the outstanding play and claiming that you have the play of the fall.
The It's On Us campaign is a statewide campaign that invites everyone to play an active role in ending sexual assault. Mansfield University demonstrated its commitment to the It's On Us campaign objectives and became one of 38 colleges and universities awarded nearly $1 million in its On Us PA grant.
By standing up and speaking out, we shine a light on this situation. But words are not enough. We, as a Commonwealth, can and must continue to do all we can to protect these students. I applaud all those here at Mansfield working together to curb this epidemic and to create a campus culture of safety and education first for all those who choose to become a mountaineer. By signing the It's On Us pledge, the Mansfield University community is sending a clear message on sexual assault.
Pride and passion drives the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. From 55 NCAA championship teams, 294 individual national champs, and counting. Who's next? Make the PSAC yours. PSAC Proud is winning in athletics and in the classroom. Over 3,100 PSAC student athletes are honored as scholar athletes. It's a perfect mix of athletics and academics. It's time to make the PSAC yours.
It's all part of Mother Nature's perfect blend, the keystone of the Keystone State. Visit Potter Tioga, a 2-county scenic outdoor haven conveniently located, yet worlds apart. A place where you can kick back, unwind, and forget about the pressures of life. Disconnect and reconnect with your friends, family, or even yourself while surrounded by nature's beauty. So start planning your adventures today at visitpottertioga.com.
Drives baseline, double team, somebody's open and screen, and he puts it up and in, yes, and it counts! Deanna now long down to Hilton, Hilton off the glass and
in. Welcome back on in to Decker Gymnasium for game number 2 of our PSAC crossover doubleheader as the men take center stage between the Gannon Golden Knights and your Mansfield Mountaineers. Hello everybody, I'm Drew Patrick. I'll be bringing you the action from this game here today. Gannon comes in with a 2-5 record, 1-2 in the PSAC. Their last game, though, was against a Division I foe in St. Bonaventure that did count towards their schedule, as they had an exhibition earlier this year against Division I Indiana. So they've had challenges against tough competition. And that last match, it was a 75-50 defeat to the Division I team from Olean, New York. And the last time out for Gannon. His Gannon team also, and could be skewed by that game, has really struggled offensively. Only about 69 points per game, 68.6. However, this Mansfield defense has struggled this year, bottoms in the league, allowing 93 points a game to start this. They come in with a 2-6 record, so this could be a very exciting matchup between Mansfield and Gannon here today. The big story for the Mounties, Trevor English, big number 30. He is only 5 points away from 1K for his career, which includes this year at Mansfield and his previous years at Davis and Elkins College. So that should be a big watch out for us here today. Let's meet the starting lineups for these teams. Starting at guard, wearing number 3, the sophomore from Elmont, New York for the Golden Knights, it is Victor Olawoye. A starting guard for a junior from Baltimore, Maryland, wearing number 4, Frank Webb Jr. A guard freshman from Staten Island, New York, wearing number 5, Chris Clancy. A redshirt junior center from Nigeria, Michael Turtsi. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Golden Knights of Gannon, a senior from Chicago, Illinois at forward, Deontay Siriso. They are coached by Kelvin Jefferson in his first season at the helm for the Golden Knights. And now for the Mansfield Mountaineers, let's meet your starting 5. A senior guard from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, wearing number 2, Jameer Green. A junior forward from Hershey, Pennsylvania, wearing number 11, Taylor Sweeney. The man who's 5 points away from 1,000, wearing number 30, starting at center, the senior Trevor English. A junior guard from Bristol, Virginia, wearing number 33, Garrett Cook. And rounding out your starting 5 for the Mountaineers, it's the senior from Elmira, New York, wearing number 44, Tyler Moth. The Mounties are coached by John Senesi in his second season at the helm, and assistant coaches are Seth Turner and volunteer assistant coach Ryan Knapp. The key for this game, Mansfield wants to be able to exploit down low and use their bread and butter, Trevor English. And let's see and Tyler Moff, who was struggling with injuries, they've had time. They've had a long break since the last time they were in action, which was December 7th. And they really had a tough battle with a top 10 ranked IUP Crimson Hawk team, and they were very close with that team, tied at 21 with about 3 minutes to go before the wheels sort of fell off for this team. We'll see how the Mounties come out in this game. And a tip, Turtsi and English for the tip. Now we'll have the calm before the storm. That one tipped up. English eventually will win it and leave it back for Jameer Green. 20 minutes are on the clock, and we will get going. Tyler Moff on the near side. Using the screen, cutting through, looking down to English, came up with it, skips it out, shot is up for 3. This one is short, no good. Rebound by Jameer Green, back to English, back to Green at the top. Looking down low for English, spinning. Dishes this one out, back to the top for Garrett Cook. Over to Green, but it goes out of play. And just a little out of reach. So the Mounties come up empty on their first possession. And a quick offensive foul will be called on Deontay Cicero.
Foul number 33, Deontay
on the moving screen, so back to the Mounties. Around the outside, Green trying to pass down to English. English cutting through, shot is up, and it will go in. Trevor English put a little English on it. First bucket for the Mounties. Mansfield in the 2-3 zone. Works to the outside, back to the top. Near looking inside. Turnaround jumper is no good. Trevor English with the rebound. Moff. Cutting through, skips it to Cook. Garrett Cook will shoot the three. He will not get it to go. Ball bounding away and taken away by Webb. And a quick timeout for Gannon, only down by a score, but they want to talk things over. We'll take a 30-second one with them. Do not go anywhere. This is Mansfield Basketball on Mountie All Access, presented by Visit Potter Tioga.
It's all part of Mother Nature's perfect blend, the keystone of the Keystone State. Visit Potter Tioga, a 2-county scenic outdoor haven conveniently located, yet worlds apart. A place where you can kick back, unwind, and forget about the pressures of life. Disconnect and reconnect with your friends, family, or even yourself while surrounded by nature's beauty. So start planning your adventures today at visitpottertioga.com.
This year, Mansfield Athletics is proud to partner with Simmons Rockwell Nissans in Horseheads is your destination for quality automobiles. Come see us for award-winning customer service and a great selection of Nissan vehicles. For more information, visit us online at srnissan.com. Gannon with possession after that timeout. Frank Webb cutting through, weaving through, laying it off the glass and in. And he is their leading scorer for this group. Jameer Green. Out to Moff. Moff trying to weave through. Looking down to English. Kicks this one out to Garrett Cook to Sweeney. Sweeney for three. This one no good. Bounding up for the rebound. Bounced off his chest and goes out of play off Jameer Green. Possession back to the Golden Knights. Webb